Black Adam is the newest entry in the DC Extended Universe. Being the biggest DCEU movie in a while, it has introduced a lot of new elements to the universe. In today's video, we'll talk about how Black Adam's Justice Society repeated a key Justice League mistake, and everything Black Adam changes to the DCEU. It's a lot. Stay tuned. First up, let's talk about how the Justice Society repeated Justice League's major mistake. The Justice Society of America was recently introduced in Black Adam, but there was a major mistake in its introduction, quite similar to what the Justice League did. After Black Adam, portrayed by our favorite Dwayne Johnson, gains freedom and Khandaq from his imprisonment by the Council of Wizards, many parties feel the need to detain him. Amanda Waller assigns this task to the Justice Society before Adam wreaks havoc on the world. The Justice Society is led by Hawkman, alongside a retired Dr. Fate and two newbies, Cyclone and Atom Smasher. It was clear that the Justice Society would one day show up in a DCEU project. However, the incomplete introductions of key members leave many plot holes in our minds. Similarly, the Justice League's first movie was also criticized for not giving key characters any screen time before the movie or even a proper introduction. When Justice League was released in 2017, Aquaman hadn't had his first solo movie. The Flash was only seen in two minor cameos in Batman vs. Superman, The Dawn of Justice, and Suicide Squad. Cyborg was yet to be introduced. The Justice League was built on very weak foundations when these three heroes were brought alongside Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. This put a strain on their dynamic and the cohesiveness of the film. Zack Snyder's version of Justice League was a little more in-depth, but not enough to cover the gaps in knowledge. Characters still weren't given the screen time to introduce them properly. This happened again with the Justice Society. However, this time it was even worse. The Justice Society was never even mentioned properly in the DCEU, so it was quite a surprise when they appeared out of nowhere. The audience was left with too many questions. Fans who aren't familiar with the comics found it even harder to place the puzzle pieces together. Very little was offered to make them understand why the Justice Society is so important within the universe. Let's talk about how the Justice Society's role in Black Adam is too big to be an introduction. We all know that the Justice Society plays a major role in Black Adam, which isn't surprising. Black Adam needed opponents to present obstacles to develop the plot of the movie, and the Justice Society was the solution. Fights between the two kept the film going, and Cyclone and Dr. Fate's powers provided many visual treats for the audience. However, little was said in the movie about the Justice Society as a whole. There were brief scenes where Atom Smasher and Cyclone attempted to bond. Hawkman and Dr. Fate's long friendship became the crux of the Justice Society's emotional climax in the movie. This wasn't enough to make the audience feel like they had a grasp on the characters. Black Adam doesn't provide any answers to why Hawkman was the only working member of the Justice Society. The need to bring two inexperienced superheroes on an extremely dangerous mission also wasn't discussed in the movie. The end credits make things even more confusing with the confirmed return of Henry Cavill's Superman. It had us questioning Amanda Waller's decision to send the Justice Society to confront Black Adam when Superman was on standby. So little was told and so much was left to our own imaginations. Following up, fans believe the Justice Society's members deserved better character arcs in Black Adam. Fans agree that the new four characters of the Justice Society all genuinely have potential, but the movie is focused on Black Adam and his reintroduction to Khandaq. It's hard to keep that plotline going while introducing the members of the Justice Society properly. We don't get to spend any time with these members to learn about their backstories or even how their powers work. Dr. Fate and Hawkman reference their friendship quite often, but the dynamic doesn't truly prove years of friendship. It makes Dr. Fate's sacrifice less impactful. Atom Smasher is shown to be so inexperienced that it's hard to understand why they brought him along in the first place. Cyclone is only given one small moment to show his skills in the ship's medical bay. This small scene clearly doesn't do him justice. There's very little to keep you interested throughout the movie due to the lack of information on these key characters. The film doesn't do enough to make them stand out from one another. Heroes in the Justice League and Justice Society deserve more screen presence, and hopefully, as the DCEU grows, that's just what they'll get. Next, we have how much exactly does Black Adam change the DCEU? Here are some of the major changes. Firstly, Black Adam reunites various DCEU corners. Black Adam features four major cameos. This connects the film to various corners of the franchise. The first cameo of Wizard Shazam, who reprises his role from 2019's Shazam, and will appear in the next Shazam, Fury of the Gods. This made a lot of sense as Black Adam was originally the Shazam villain and his powers are connected to the Wizard. Black Adam is stored in a Task Force X prison, which further connects him to the Birds of Prey franchise. Another cameo is Agent Amelia Harcourt, who appeared in both Suicide Squad and Peacemaker. There's one more cameo, but we're saving the best for the last. Stay tuned to find out who it is. Secondly, Black Adam is the DCEU's oldest superhero. Before the release of Black Adam, Wonder Woman was considered the oldest superhero. Her age has never been confirmed, but she's clearly been around for hundreds of years, making her older than others. Black Adam is considered a fully grown man in 2600 BC, making him around 4650 years old during the movie. This makes him the oldest DCEU superhero. Thirdly, Black Adam introduces the DCEU's Hell. 2019 Shazam introduced a realm of wizards who grant powers to chosen champions. Black Adam has introduced something quite similar. Black Adam's villain Sabak gains his power from a group of powerful demons in the underworld. This realm isn't called Hell, but it is very similar to it. It has many visual similarities and references to the Christian Hell. Afterlife was confirmed in Wonder Woman 1984, so it's possible that this realm could be a version of it. The realm was only shown in the movie for a couple of minutes, but adding the afterlife could mean big things in the future for the DCEU. Fourthly, magic now exists in the DCEU. Many characters have used mystical powers before. However, Dr. Fate marks the first hero in the DCEU to be an official magic user. He uses all kinds of spells and incantations that haven't been seen before. Black Adam also talks about his powers coming from actual magic rather than the powerful weapons. Dr. Fate doesn't show any connection to the Lords of the Order yet, but his helmet flying off after the death of Kent Nelson makes it likely. It's also possible that the Lords of the Order will soon choose another champion, spreading their magic further. Up next, Black Adam is shifted away from Shazam. Dwayne Johnson was originally signed in 2007 to play Black Adam. The original plan was for him to be the villain in the Shazam movie. However, due to the height of his career, the actor requested a spin-off to introduce Black Adam and have his own story. Many fans assumed Black Adam and Shazam, Fury of the Gods would have some sort of connection because of their close release dates. They also suspected a crossover in either Black Adam 2 or Shazam 3. However, there was no mention of Billy Batson's superhero in Black Adam, despite the presence of Wizard Shazam. Dwayne Johnson and Warner Brothers have drifted Black Adam away from being a villain for Shazam. They are now focused on him being a foe for Superman. Superman is very likely to have a major role in the next Black Adam movie. We can only wait and see. And lastly, Henry Cavill's Superman is back. The greatest surprise of all was when Henry Cavill showed up as Superman in the end credits. This is the biggest change the movie makes in the DCEU. Henry Cavill first debuted as Superman in Man of Steel, and later appeared in Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Justice League. Cavill's return was very uncertain, and there were many rumors that a new actor would be cast for the honorary role of Superman. Superman had faceless cameos in Shazam, which only made things more uncertain. The return of Cavill is great news for DC fans and is the first step back towards stability for the franchise. Cavill appearing again means that there is hope for future appearances. Fans can also expect projects like Man of Steel 2 and Justice League 2, all thanks to his return in Black Adam. Well, that's a wrap on today's video. Let us know what you think about the Justice Society repeating the same mistakes as the Justice League. What do you think is the biggest change Black Adam brought to the DCEU? Let us know in the comments, and we will see you in our next video. Bye!